Sign finished, ready to be glued. This thing finished, looking really good. And bonus, check this out, fits beautifully. Before I show you what I'm working on in the garage, I want to show you a couple things about these destinations. Look at this. Apart from the printed plastic, which we can do, 3D printers are a thing. Aside from those things, if you just look at the wood, very, very, very simple. 2 panes of wood, that's it, and a track. That's it. Here's another, and these are high-end brands. This is Thomas & Friends, and this is Brio, our 2 favorite, all-time favorite toy train brands. But if you look at it, apart from the plastic, which we'll get to at a future date, from a wood perspective, it's super, super basic. So in light of that, let me show you what I'm working on. So guys, behold, let me show you what I've dubbed Strider's Shame Closet. Check it out. It's got boxes and junk. You see the 2 grooves for trains? Turn it around, I have made an archway of boxes. So right now, it's just basic shapes, just like the pieces I was showing you upstairs. But once we start illustrating the sides and the front, putting labels and like package art on all the boxes, I think it's gonna be really special. Oh yeah, the most important part, this little round arch bit right here, this guy right here is gonna be a sign. It's gonna be either Strider's Shame Closet, or the Izzys Shame Closet, TBD. Pine, not bragging, cheapest wood they had at Home Depot. What? Oh. 7.943 nanometers. Perfect. Nice and square. Guys, my miter saw is just a little bit, I've calibrated it so many times. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. See that little gap of light, all right, in the crack? Hear that? So it's supposed to be flush. It's off by like a nano. It's so minute. Normally I don't care when I'm making big old chunky things, but tiny things, it's stressing me out, man. I gotta figure that out. This is the base of the unit with the grooves running through. We definitely want a matching height, right? They're all universal. So it looks like it's like a 1/2 inch, a little under 1/2 inch. Okay. So that was Brio at a little under 1/2 inch. Meanwhile, this one is almost exactly 1/2 inch. Okay. You know what? Just to keep things super simple, why you gotta be weird and not do 1/2 inch, Brio? We're gonna make it 1/2 inch, so I need to plane this a couple times. Let me just go ahead and feed you in here real quick. Lock, unlock. Give me 20 minutes. Gotta do it manually. Hey, you know what? On second thought, we should do all of them at once so I don't have to keep adjusting it, readjusting it. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this aside, and at the very end, I'll just run all the cut pieces through to be 1/2 inch. I love this. Beans is playing the Oculus while we're doing woodshop stuff. Woo! More cuts. I've actually went back and redid this on the table saw because I can't get down with that little deviation. I'm either gonna spend an hour trying to calibrate it or sell it and get a better one. Yeah, after the table saw, everything is like perfect. So precision seems to be the name of the game here. Yes, everything's done, everything's cut. Now the next step is to get this actually down to size because like we talked about earlier, this is actually like more 3/4 inch. I want it down to 1/2. Now it's time to dust. Smooth as a baby's bottom. Perfect, we're all sanded. Now we're gonna take a quick break and feed the fishies. I have this really cool auto feeder. Now, normally I feed frozen food like all the time, but they're hungry fish. They need to be fed like 3 or 4 times a day. Sorry, this has nothing to do with woodworking, but it's pretty neat. I wanna show you. This thing pops into here. Now, we don't wanna bombard them with food, otherwise the fish tank gets dirty prematurely, so you just open it very slightly, just like so. I actually mounted on top of one of the lights, don't judge. All right, let's do the quick tester. You click the button, it twists. Okay. Enjoy, fishies. That was not enough food. All right, we'll get there. And look how big some of these guys are getting, particularly the Emperor Angel. Who's camera shy? Where'd he go? There he is. Hey, buddy. Okay, bye. Okay, guys, it's time to dry fit. I've been super not excited. I've been worried. I don't know why. It's just gluing scares me because it's so permanent. Let's just do a dry fit real quick. I think this goes like so. So this little tiny cubby right here is actually these little cubbies right here. In a perfect world, if I was super advanced and I knew what on earth I was doing in the wood shop, I would actually like make a little window, put some more boxes inside. Not that you can touch, but just look through and see junk in there. Future Eddie, take note, that's a good idea. Not today. There's a piece laying here. Let's just make sure. So yeah, look at that. 1/2 inch is wrong. It's very close. It's definitely close enough to work. It's not gonna cause any snags for the train, but yeah, it's more like 1 click less than a 1/2 inch. This is the front, this is the floor, this is the back, and it looks nice and square. Sweet. I'm stressed. All right, you know what? It's okay, I can recut if I fail. Let's do one side, let's do the other side. Now let's squeeze them together. I'm opting to do it on the table because I know the table's pretty flat. Now that they're sliding around and gooey and making a hot mess everywhere, I'm gonna grab the clamp and hope for the best. I don't know why I opted to do all of this on camera because it's making it like 10x more nerve-wracking always. All right, I'm not gonna tighten it all the way, just enough that I can't start doing like little minute switches before it dries up. So in moving it around like this on the clamp, I've lost the benefit of the super flat table. I'm sure there's a solve there. Clamp it while it's on the, oh, that's it. I can just clamp it while it's on the ground. I don't know, that's pretty flush for my fingers. All right, now we draw this width right here and this width should match. And I gotta show you this disparity. Despite like my best efforts, like I've measured 400 times, there is just the tiniest disparity. It's just like, I don't know, a 1/16 of an inch, if even. It's enough to ruin my day. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that yet. Can I get that on camera? I don't even know. There's just this tiny deviation. Do I sand it down? How do I avoid that in the future? As long as I can learn from my mistakes, then I love mistakes. I'm not sure what the solve here is.
Yeah, so that just happened with that. Marcy saw the whole thing. So guys, I got this really cool idea. This is the room. Now look at this really badly drawn, hand-drawn dome. I think I'm gonna carve it out. I'm trying to find the right tool. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's fun.
For the tracks, I had a sampler track here somewhere. I don't know where it went, but I have everything measured out and it looks like a good match. Yes, so this is a prime, perfect opportunity for my router table that's missing an adapter that totally got lost in the mail. Awesome, so that'll be here in a week. In the meantime, I set up a little station in the backyard. I have to router this manually, pretty stressful. That wasn't so bad. Oh, it lines up. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I really thought that was gonna be a bust, but it's a lineup. We need a tester. Also, I'm covered in this. Spencer, let's do manual, not the motorized. Actually, we should do the motorized. Ooh, I'm so excited. What about height? Oh dear, I don't love that. There's a big deviation in height. Okay, where's the motorized? Sorry, buddy. I have to get rid of your tender. Do you have batteries? Oh, you do. That is a problem. Watch the dip down when he goes from one piece. Yep, that's not great. So it's definitely not the end of the world because, I mean, that's just one brand and we have tons of destinations that have varying heights by like 1/4 of a millimeter. And it's not a huge deal. And it's also a solvable problem, right? Like I can definitely go in and probably planer it one more time. I don't know where I messed up in the height. I really thought that it was a 1/2 inch. Hey, Marcy girl. It's a new day. And let me just remind you of a problem I had yesterday where I had a piece that was just off just the tiniest bit. I spent all night trying to fix the problem, but the problem is the further steps you go, the more it progresses. Tiny problem becomes a medium problem, becomes a large problem. I threw it all away and I started over twice. Look, the reason why is because this is mainly just for learning. That's it. This is the only reason why I'm enduring this. It's a learning opportunity. I learned so much from trying to square up and size up and glue up the first and the second ones that I'm like, I can do this. And sure enough, I'm so proud of myself. This is dead square. Dead square. And it was so hard to do. I got it. I actually think that it's time to de-clamp. It's been about 45 minutes. That was almost horrible. Shout out to DeWalt for making everything awesome except these. These clamps scare me. These quick release DeWalt clamps specifically, they have caused me many injuries. That was from releasing a clamp. A clamp! All right, last one. These, what is that, George Jensen? Yeah, these are nice and cheapos, but they're actually my favorite. These are just spacers. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't crushing anything. So these guys actually need to slide in. Oh my goodness, it's just so flat and amazing. All right, next step. So another really cool thing that I did was I flattened everything out. So it turns out the planer, you cannot plane tiny pieces. I mean, you can make sleds, you can hot glue them together, and it's a nightmare. It's stressful. That was another reason why I started over. I replaned everything to be 1/2 inch, and it's dead ringer flat. Let me grab this Brio. Look at that, it's perfect. It's a perfect match with the tracks too. So this is my guy, it's glued. I need to add some divisions and add some boxes. I don't think I'm gonna actually do the artwork this show because that's gonna be quite the endeavor and I don't have a strategy going forward yet. But let's finish this, the wood portion. Guys, I also have to show you this thing because I'm really sad. The garage door is closed. I'm gonna try my hardest to keep it closed because of this. Look at this. You see that big red bar? cedar. You know what the entire planet of Austin is allergic to? Cedar. So before I was making these little arches, and then my thought was to square it up. That was such a huge mistake, and it was also a big learning opportunity. Square out the outside first, everything else just fits like a key, and it's just so satisfying. So this guy can go in there, and then this guy can just lock in. I'm doing just a dry fit first, lesson learned, just to make sure everything is nice and straight and flush. That makes me very happy, y'all. I had to recalibrate everything. I had to realign everything, all of my tools, but this is the end result of all that frustration. It's like just dead, even, flat, clean. All right, all glued up, all clamped up. Now I gotta wait 30 minutes to do the other side. I would just go ahead and do the other side now, but yeah, I just don't have enough room with all these clamps. While this clamps, I'm gonna start making our junk, our boxes, our toys. This is 1 inch by 1 inch. And instead of like measuring 1 inch, measuring again, 1 inch. What I'm gonna do is create like a little, I think they're called stop block added. So this will push up right against it, and then I can just choppy over and over and over again. I don't know how many boxes I'm gonna need, but yeah.
Okay, this is for the sign. I've got it just raw cut with the jigsaw. Now I'm gonna try to smooth it. Wow, holy moly, I'm so proud. It was so jaggedy before I sanded it.
Sign finished, ready to be glued. This thing finished, looking really good. And bonus, check this out. Fits beautifully. So this is the part where it's starting to get really fun. It's less stressful because these boxes are not precise. I'm not even following this. The boxes were incredibly time consuming to make and SketchUp, so just boxes. And then I'm just gonna pre-sketch the rest of it. It's looking really good. I'm very proud of it. I'm so glad that I started over. For this sign, I need to figure out clearance. Let's balance Thomas. Actually, oh, no. It's not even regular Thomas. I figured for the workshop, it should be Muddy Thomas. All right, let's put him in. Let's figure out our clearance. Let's carefully grab with the other hand our sign. I don't even want to come close. So something like this. About halfway up the side looks to be pretty good. Hey, babes. All right, that looks pretty good, about halfway up. Sorry, Thomas. So I am attaching the sign, and I just have to say that I kind of want to keep the clamps on here. Doesn't it look amazing? It's all symmetrical. It looks like it's part of the design. The clamp destination. Woo! I need sleep. Well, guys, it is finished. Well, finished-ish. The wood portion is finished. We have the sign here. It's gonna say Strider's or the Izzys shame closet, because remember, that's what we're building here is Strider's upstairs shame closet. Those longtime viewers, you guys know what I'm talking about. At one point, before it was all nice and organized, it was just stacked to the brim with boxes. And that's what I wanted to convey here. There's a few things that I didn't do, but it was by design, right? Before assembly, I should have polyurethaned it or treated it with some sort of, kid-safe finish. Obviously, that ship has sailed because I haven't figured out artwork yet. My initial thought was we could just paint directly on here, but it's so small, you guys. Like if I was wanting to make like box art, how on earth would we draw it this tiny? So my solution was to paint it bigger, scan it, then digitally shrink it, print it onto stickers, attach poly on top of it. But that's a future Eddie problem. This, I just wanted to see if I could actually pull off the precision that's kind of needed for these things. And as a first time project, it's the first time that I've ever made like a wooden toy. Guys, I'm very proud. I think it's hilarious. I think this is ridiculous. And look, there's enough clearance. We're good. Hey, Thomas, thanks for helping me out, buddy. So before I cap it, there's just a few things that I need to resolve, which is I need to figure out how to add either a female bit or like a male stick out bit. I don't know. When I look at this, it makes me sad. Like, look at this. That looks not easy. Who knows? Maybe it's easy. This looks much easier. Maybe I make this a female, just a nothing added. I don't know. We'll see. All right, this is just a standard test. We need to help it because it's not really attached. It's fake attached. But aside from that, it looks great.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks naked. It needs some artwork. But yeah, I'm super stoked. Looking at this artwork, it's clearly, I mean, obviously it's not painted. How do they attach that? How do they attach that to the wood? Do they have like a wood sticker base? Because I see wood sticking out. Surely that's probably just a sticker. That's what they probably do. Guys, if you work at Brio and you've been doing this for 50 years, hit me up in the comments. Thanks. Guys, I'm gonna cap it here. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.